Regulation of kidney functions. The regulation of kidney function is basically under the control of three organs or maintained by three organs. The main factor which is regulating these functions of the kidney, okay, is the hormonal feedback mechanism. Is the hormonal feedback mechanism. There are primarily three organs involved in catering the mechanism in a smooth way. What are they? One is the brain, one is the kidney, and one is your heart. Now, why are they involved mainly in this mechanism? Other organs are also involved. Okay, other organs are also involved, but they are not direct players in this game. Like the liver, it is not a direct player in this game, though it is an important organ which has a indirect role in regulation of the kidney functions. Let us first understand what are the things here. In the brain, we have the hypothalamus. Uh, Pardon me for the spelling if there is any mistake. Kidney, we have the juxtaglomerular apparatus, GG apparatus. Okay, and in the heart we have the factor release mechanism. Heart releases a certain factor called the atrial natriuretic factor (ANF) that is involved under the feedback mechanism of kidney functions. So basically, as already said, they are all under the hormonal feedback mechanism. There are three systems mentioned in NCRT which are involved in regulation of your kidney function. What are the mechanisms of the systems? What are the mechanism systems mentioned here? One is the ADH mediated mechanism, one is the RAS mechanism, renin angiotensin aldosterone system, and another one is the ANF, atrial natriuretic factor. Okay, so these are the mechanisms which are involved, and we are going to discuss about them deeply. This part is a very prone area of asking questions and modulating some conceptual questions from the human physiology chapter. So you need to be very much concerned about what is happening, and that too from the NCRT, not taking your boundary outside the fence of NCRT. But there's a lot to learn, which you will surely learn in MBBS. Pardon it for the MBBS. Now here we have the ADH mechanism. So let us first discuss the ADH. Now let us learn about the ADH mechanism. What is ADH first of all? ADH is a hormone which name is antidiuretic hormone. What is it? Antidiuretic hormone. So what is antidiuretic hormone? Anti, by what you mean? It's against. Against what? Diuresis. Diuresis means excess loss of fluid through urine. Excess fluid loss through urine. Okay. Excess urinary output. Okay. So that is called diuresis. That is a condition is called diuresis. That is mostly found in conditions like diabetes insipidus. Okay. So ADH is called antidiuretic hormone. By name you have understood the function. It is also called by another name like vasopressin. Okay, another name is vasopressin. Why it is called vasopressin? Because by the name you break the word of vaso means vessels and pressin means pressure. So what it happens, for instance, you are gardening and you are taking a pipe and you water, you just apply pressure from both the sides of the pipe. You see the uh, rate of water injection is increased. Similarly occurs in the blood capillaries or the arteries. You are just it presses, it activates when it activates it presses. And it presses to increase the blood flow. So it is also called vasopressin. Okay, from where it is released? It is released from the posterior pituitary gland, that is neurohypophysis, but it is secreted in the hypothalamus. Okay, it is secreted in the hypothalamus. It is secreted in the hypothalamus, and it is through the nuclei of the hypothalamus. It is stored in the posterior pituitary, and whenever it is required, it is expelled out from the posterior pituitary. Okay. So this is the basic thing about the ADH. Now, what happens? What is causing this ADH to be released? What is causing this ADH to be released? First of all, ADH is released due to a certain changes in the body. For instance, let us consider the water output has increased through your urine. Means what? The urine has been diluted. Urine has been diluted. So now what happens? If the urine has been diluted, means there is excess water being ejected from your body. Means there is change in what? Change in the fluid volume. Change in blood volume, blood fluid volume and ionic concentration. In case there is increased water output through urine, means there is a increased in ejection of dilute urine from the body. Okay, means there is a condition of dehydration. This will lead to dehydration. Now, as a result of this changes in the body, what is happening here? You see the NCRT, focus on the NCRT. What is when blood volume change, blood fluid volume change, and concentration change? Because water is also being injected from your body. Okay, water is also in this increase in injection of water from your body. What happens? Ionic concentration is also altered. Okay, increased uh, water output from your body will also cause increased iron sodium excretion from your body, and this may cause fatty. This may result fatty. So what happens? This will do a certain a very important thing. The osmoreceptors of your hypothalamus. The osmoreceptors. It's just in your NCRT, and we're going a bit out of NCRT. Okay, not too much. But osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus get stimulated. And when I say osmoreceptors are getting stimulated, we just mean the thing is that osmoreceptors का size छोटा हो गया है. Osmoreceptors have shrinked in size. This stimulation will cause the posterior pituitary to release the ADH. Okay, this will cause the posterior pituitary to release ADH from the posterior pituitary neurohypophysis. Posterior, posterior pituitary will now do what? From the distal part, this is the DCT, from the distal part, okay, of your nephron, the distal part of nephron, it will do absorption of water. This is called conditional reabsorption. Conditional reabsorption. Okay, this will cause absorption of water molecules, water. Okay, so what is happening? It is preventing the loss of water from your body. As a result, your water level in your body will be maintained. Also ADH will, and by the name is vasopressin, it is also want to increase your blood pressure, means decreasing your blood pressure. Okay, increase the pressure, as the pressure activity, increase the blood pressure, and thereby increasing the glomerular filtration rate. So it will also increase the GFR of your body. Okay, in this pattern, that your kidney function is maintained by the ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Now we are gonna learn about the RAS mechanism, which is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, or RAS mechanism. Now we are gonna learn about the RAS mechanism,
which is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Okay.
this is a very important system. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. What is what are the things taking part in the system? Renin is taking part, angiotensin is taking part, aldosterone is taking part. By the name you got the words. By the name you will get the words biology. What is the thing? It means human physiology. Now, in order to understand the system, which is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, you need to have a clear idea about how the nephron looks like. Mm, how it is actually the structure. Actually, we draw a very simple diagram of nephron in our daily life. Since we have started studying about this kidney, we don't like this woman's capsule. Then we have this one descending ascending group of kidney, and we draw it like this. It seems very simple, right? But it's not. It's not actually like this. It's a very convoluted structure. And when you will see the slide of this in your MBBS histology slide, it's so much convoluted, you cannot actually differentiate between the tubules. Okay, so it's very convoluted and it's not very straight. You can see here, this is the diagram which will give you a better explanation. How is the nephron? This is the Bowman's capsule. Now this convolution is like this, that the DCT is not the backside, it's coming to the front, and it is also having some touching or connection, certain connection with the arterioles which are entering the Bowman's capsule. So this is the structure, not actually means, as I say, it is not like certainly certainly is it will give a easier outlook to understand the RAS mechanism, because the way it is written in your NCRT, I get me give you the glimpses of what is written in NCRT. See, these are the take this three pictures are taken from your NCRT. This is from your excretion chapter. This is also from your excretion chapter, and this is from your hormone chapter. Okay. So let's see what's written first of all here. One such efficient mechanism carried out by juxtaglomerular apparatus. GG is a special sensitive mechanism formed by cellular modification of distal convoluted tubule in efferent arteriole, the point of their contact. When it says like this, and when you have this idea that the nephron is not convoluted and it is a simple structure like this, as we have already mentioned, so you will not actually understand the what is this thing. You will miss out the important thing. So the nephron is like this. Okay, you have got it. Now, since this we are zooming it out, let's zoom this part out and you can see how it is looking like. This is the efferent arteriole, which is bringing the blood. Okay, this is the bringing the blood, and here the filtrate is forming, and this is the purified one. Okay, not the oxygenated one, purified one. This blood is going out from the efferent arteriole. So this part is called the juxtaglomerular apparatus. This is the side which is mediating your RAS mechanism. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Basically, when we speak about the juxtaglomerular apparatus, okay, juxtaglomerular apparatus, we are not specifically talking about a single cell. There are three types of cells. Okay, so what is mentioned in the NCRT is only one cell, JG cells. Okay, another type of cell is the, which is, I will not tell the name. There are two other types of cell. One is the present between the JG cells and this cell, second cell, which is a chemoreceptor cell. Means this second cell is sensitive to chemical changes in your body, mainly specifically related to the ions. And these JG cells are specifically concerned about their baroreceptor cell actually. They are concerned with the pressure. Now, this thing, if JD cell being baroreceptor cell, is the crux which will easily clarify your doubts regarding what is written in NCRT. Okay, let's see what's happening. In case the your blood pressure decreases, okay, due to certain reason, your blood pressure is decreased. Okay, now this blood pressure is decreased, so what will happen? The blood which is flowing through this efferent arteriole, the blood pressure is what? Blood pressure is decreasing. The rate of flow of the blood through the blood column is decreased. What is blood pressure? The force exerted by flowing blood or flowing fluid through the blood column. Now, since the blood pressure is decreased, it means that the flow of blood is also slowed down, and the rate at which uh, the blood is reaching the efferent arteriole has also decreased. And similarly, there is the filtrate being formed here is also decreased here. Okay, you see. Now, since the pressure is decreased, the glomerular filtration rate is also decreased. Now, this place, which is called juxtaglomerular apparatus, the JG cells, juxtaglomerular cells, which sense this pressure change, decrease BP, and indirectly feel the decreased GFR. Not actually GFR is mentioned, but actually the cause of decreased BP. It has sensed it. But also you see there is less flow of blood. So what happens? rate at which the ions are being exchanged, mainly sodium ions are being exchanged, sodium are being exchanged here. So sodium ions entering the second type of second cell, which I mentioned, has also decreased. So it is there are certain ionic changes too. Okay, ionic changes have occurred. The mainly blood pressure changes occur. What will happen? The JG cells will secrete is something which is called renin. Okay, be cautious about the spelling mentioned here. Because there's another renin in your GIT chapter which is no removed, but they can change this renin RENIN. Okay, RENIN, not RENIN. It's RENIN, renin. Spelling matters in certain cases in biology and science. Renin. So JG cells will secrete renin. And as the JG cells have secreted renin, it will cause angiotensinogen. Angiotensinogen. Let me write it clearly because it's important. Angiotensinogen. It is formed by the liver. It is a liver. So as I told, liver is indirectly involved forming this angiotensinogen, which by the action of renin is being converted into angiotensin 1, angiotensin 1, and certainly after this, what has happened? Angiotensin 1 is being converted into angiotensin 2, A2. Let us write A2. Okay, angiotensin 2 has many functions, important functions. First of all, it's a powerful vasoconstrictor. Okay, vasoconstrictor. It will increase your GFR. How it will cause? It will have similar pressure activity. Okay, it will have similar pressure activity by which it will increase the blood flow, blood pressure, and thereby the GFR. Means actually, what is in this? There's a step missing here, the vasoconstriction. So it will increase the blood pressure and increase the GFR. Okay. Now, similarly, angiotensinogen 2 will do another thing. It will cause adrenal cortex to release aldosterone, which will cause sodium absorption, and another will be your water absorption. Okay, so these two important things are going to happen here: sodium absorption and water absorption. Okay, so as sodium absorption, water absorption will occur, so there will be maintenance of fluid volume too. To a certain extent, fluid volume will also be mentioned. But what has triggered it? It is mainly the blood pressure has triggered the JG cells. And what has triggered this ADH mechanism? The dilution or diuresis has triggered. So don't get confused regarding these two mechanisms. See, this increased blood pressure. Okay, blood pressure is somewhat related to coronary activity of heart. Okay, heart. This will be indirectly or indirectly any change in your vessel is going to be detected by the heart because everything, the blood is at last it is going to your heart, right? So blood pressure has increased. So heart will cause ANF release. Okay, atrial natriuretic factor. Atrium will release the natriuretic factor. Atrial natriuretic factor from the atria of the heart, which will cause the deactivation of RAS and blood pressure will decrease to begin normal. Means if this is to prevent excess increase in blood pressure, otherwise the person will die of hypertension. So this is what is happening. This is the things which are involved particularly in maintenance of your kidney functions. Okay. Important. Now I have two important flow charts for you. This is the diagram. These are the two different flow chart. The first one is for what I have mentioned. This is RAS, and this one is for conditional reabsorption. So this is the same as angiotensin 2. What it will do. It also increases blood pressure GFR. This is the same. Now let us go small bit out of NCERT what is happening here. So see how you may ask how is the water being reabsorbed? Okay, it's aquaporins. Your chapter regarding transportation of materials across the membrane has been removed actually. from the NCERT. So aquaporins are transporters. Okay, aquaporins are transporters, so they help in this conditional reabsorption of water. Right. So these are two important things. You may at least take this one. These are some very important flow charts. If you make flow charts and if you try to study using flow charts very easy, then understand the complex languages of NCERT. I hope it was helpful. Thanks.